It's almost here. Aren't you guys excited? Maybe not. Hey, this doesn't get as much attention as Times Square and the ball drop. I understand that. But we need our own version of what would be big for snow lovers for the countdown to winter, right? I mean, this is all right, but we need some big. We need to work on that for next year. We'll work on it. 9 hours, 37 minutes away until the winter solstice officially has arrived. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Waves meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to the last SnowTALK rainy blog, really, of the year, as I will be out on vacation, of course, for the holidays here. I will be back in January. So just a big thank you for everybody who's been watching over the past year, whether it's been Storm Talk, to Alert Day coverage, to just typical. Sorry, I want to show the clock again. There you go. 9 minutes, 37 seconds. Okay. Whether it's been the idea of the alert days that we've had in place, or the setup when it comes to general blogs of the day back in the summertime. We're talking about 90 degrees taking place, derby outlooks when it comes to all the big events that we've had at play. And I think that covers a lot of them really there. Wind events, the wind storms of March and April. That's a lot, right? That was a whole lot. All right, so let's get into the snowboard. We'll start there, and I'll kind of walk you through how this last post is looking, because I do have some information to share about how things will look as we head down the road here. All right, so first off, the snowboard. Let me trigger it. Sorry, there it is. Still got the light rain and snow mix scenario for later next week. This one's got a battle. It's an upper low setup. yes, you can get snow, but it's very marginal the way it's looking now. Although the Euro really wants to throw it a bone and try to enhance some of it right at the point of when the ball drops in New York City at about that time. So more on that with some of the maps coming up. Will there be more items on the list? Yes, there will be. There will be. Just not with this update. They're too far out of the range for me to talk about. But I got a feeling when I get back, we're going to have a lot to talk about. But that's your teaser. Right now, it's a live look there at Ali International. Of course, been busy with all the flights there today. Everyone's into the rush hour time period as well, getting ready for the holidays as well. Good afternoon, Brian. Hope all is well. We were worried we weren't going to be an update today. Yeah, there's going to be an update today. It took a little while. We had to do some gifts and stuff with our family that we have here at the station. So I wanted to spend some time there, and I knew you guys understand, and you would be patient. You're always patient with me. Let's see, Adam, how do we get along with our daily get-togethers? Trust me, you'll be just fine. Without all the corny, lame weatherman jokes or anything like that, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Me crying in tears because there's nothing on the snowboard. Who wants to watch that? No one wants to watch that. So let's wait. We'll see how it trends when I get back. You guys are funny. Hey, the drought status, that changed. Not in a significant way for Louisville, Bullitt County, or even Bardstown. That stripe that we had of the heavy rainfall, which was the same day that the Tennessee tornadoes happened, so December 9th, when that mess happened. But the outlook for our southern counties, Grayson and LaRue, Greene, Adair, and Taylor, have expanded. You guys in parts of Greene, Adair, and Taylor have already been into the severe risk or the severe category in drought, but we've added a few more there south of the parkways. And for our Indiana friends, you guys have also seen expansion from Orange County all the way to Jennings. So our two ends here are wave country on our 30 counties, certainly getting worse on that idea. And this is not going to change between now and the new year. We'll carry this over to reset at least the deficit on the 1st of January. It resets. Let's see if we can make 2024 a better year on that idea. But drought statuses, these maps will still account for the previous year and time period as we go along. So these maps will still have the true look of where we're going for rainfall there. Okay, we'll keep you updated. Today, no rain, just clouds drifting overhead. It's an overcast, right? Mostly overcast in the area, not a whole lot happening today. We do have a couple weak waves that will come out of the low pressure out of Texas. So the first one's due to arrive late tonight and tomorrow, mainly in the form of sprinkles. And then there's another one just beyond it that it'll arrive at some point as we head into your Friday night and Saturday morning. Another round of some light sprinkles will drift on by. And then we get into Christmas. That's when the main low will move on out. And that will feature the highest of the rain chances of the days ahead. Here it is on Futurecast. I'm going to go through this fast. You guys know how this works. It's just generally cloudy. Temperatures cool at night. I wouldn't say cold, cool. 50s during the day. All the rain kind of goes around us because high pressure is still southeast of us. So the rain's going to try to move in, but most of it will stay in Indiana and central Indiana at that. You may get a few blips of green on your the radar for your neighborhood, but if you get anything to reach the ground, it would be just a few drops, not much more than that. And that's sort of the main storyline all the way through Christmas Eve. The difference is on Christmas Eve, and you may have saw it there in the very last frame, there is a warm front right here. That warm front is going to really push the numbers up the night before Christmas Eve. Well, it gets confusing when you try to really think about this. The night of the 23rd into the morning of the 24th, a warm front moves through. That sets the stage for a warm Christmas Eve day. I do think we'll go partly sunny. I do think 65 is reachable. Could we go higher than that? Possible, not too much more, but yeah, I think it's going to be a warm Christmas Eve. So if you're celebrating on Christmas Eve with your friends and family, first off, you have a chance to get them outside for a moment or two. The dogs have a chance to get away from the family and get outside. So that's a plus. Christmas Day is a little tougher because then the main core of the system rolls out. And as it does so, there's this wall of rain coming our way. Timing is everything. And this particular model can only see the weather basically in about 6-hour increments or grids. So it is indicating that we'll be dry when a lot of the kids are opening up presents, but you get toward the midday hour, the rain will have taken over. Now, if it's off on that 6-hour grid, then it could be a little sooner than that. And we just need high-res data to see that. We don't have it fully in yet. We're getting closer. We are getting closer. But I would bet on the idea that rain will be building throughout the day, not only on coverage, but also on the steadiness of it throughout much of the daylight hours on Christmas Day. So I know the kids may get like a new, what do the kids get these days? It's not Cabbage Patch Dolls. It's not Transformers. What is it? What's the popular toy now? Is it Peppa Pig? G.I. Joe? Fortnite? I don't know. Either way, if they get a bike or a big wheel, I think they still make big wheels. If they get a big wheel, anything they want to take outside, the only bummer is it's going to be raining on Christmas Day. So that may be the only negative thing for the kids there on Christmas Day. But the day after, they will. They will. So that's good. And if you know that they have that as a gift, then maybe they can open it a little early. I'll write you a note. They can do that early and enjoy it on Christmas Eve's warm day itself. All right, low pressure moves on by. Here's the upper low. You can see the outline in blue indicating that cold pocket of air right over it. Ooh, perfect. It moves right over us. That's not quite cold enough. It's like -3 in Celsius above our head. That's cold, but it's not. In this kind of a setup and a warm pattern that surrounds it, you've got to get colder. The last round of snow showers, we were about -14, -15. That's really what it took to get snow to stick around here and to cause any type of light accumulation issues. You had to get really, really cold. This one's only like -3. It's not very cold. So this is probably going to stay a chilly drizzle as we head into next week. But there's a chance, especially at night, that this may be off by a degree or two, and you may end up with maybe a snowflake mixed in. But here's where things get interesting, though. The Euro tries again to throw us a bone here as we head toward the end of the year and wants to take cold Arctic air, just like the last one did, different angle, but just like the last one did, take the cold air, grab a hold of it around Nova Scotia, and then throws it backwards right into our area for New Year's Eve, allowing for any moisture around to go over to a period of some snow showers. What's up, Schlonsky? Brian Schlonsky's in the hallway there. So this would allow for some snow showers to blossom on the radar. This doesn't look overly heavy, but maybe a little wintry, at least feeling wintry, looking wintry for New Year's Eve. That'd be nice. GFS is not exactly the same idea on this, so that's why, again, this is not the likely outcome, but it's nice to see it on some of the data for the longer term. GFS wants to delay a lot of that from happening about just a couple of days. That's it. But they both have it. They just get it here in a different way. So that's the outlook all the way for the rest of the year. No big snows that are showing up, rain, warm weather, and only a hint of some light snow, and that'll be in the final days of 2023. So this is why you're all here. What happens then? Well, you can certainly see the core of the polar vortex in the cold, still locked in. The westerly flow, the higher latitudes, it's just keeping that polar vortex locked in. Every once in a while, you see a little chunk there. If you look around Nova Scotia, it gets pulled in from the northeast. We've seen that several times this season. And the question is, will we see this polar vortex, which is so strong, to see the westerly wind flow with it begin to weaken? It may not completely reverse, but if it can weaken just enough, the stratosphere will warm, and then that will then allow the cold air that's basically underneath it then to seep southward into the mid-latitudes where we are all at, and our latitudes on not only here, but also as you head back to the parts of the northern hemisphere. The cold air has a chance to move, get away from the North Pole, and chill down several other continents. Now, that's key. That wind has to relax to allow it to happen. Now, if the wind relaxes and then you get a reversal of the wind, kind of like when you're riding a Himalayan ride at the fair and they slow you down, you're going frontwards, and then they slow you down, and then suddenly you flip the switch, and they're like, oh, how about we go backwards? And everybody's like, yay, and screams and yells, and everyone, yeah, same idea. If suddenly the flow goes backwards, that could be a sudden stratospheric warming event. Those are rare, only a couple that we see in about 3 to 4 years at best when those happen. And those can bring in some very cold air that can last for weeks wherever it decides to settle down to. So Don't see a sign of that yet, but there is some noise that is showing up. When you look at the ensembles, especially around the first of the year, we do end up with a warming that is happening. I can't draw on this for some reason. Sorry. But there is a warming. There we go. Right here. It shoots upward right at that point of the first of the year. And the wind does relax. Doesn't quite reverse entirely, but it does weaken at least. So the signs are at least there on the charts that we're going to see the polar vortex finally start to become nice and help us out a little bit here and want to be on the move. Something else I noticed is looking at even just the GFS. This may be hard to read. Let me pull it full. This is the current pattern where we've got the high pressure pretty much blocking any type of cold attack. Here's your really cold stuff. The vortex, cold air. It's stretching, actually. The vortex is, but not here. That's your really cold stuff. Then you get into January. Suddenly, we've got the ridging forming around Alaska into the Pacific. And now the polar vortex has full rain to then dive south right into the eastern United States. Over here, again, the high is being blocked, or the cold air is being blocked on this side over here. But on this side, the polar vortex has a chance to be on the move and perhaps at least stretch its legs to our area, or perhaps move all the way in. Even looking at this on the Rossby waves signal analysis, it is coming in with a cold blast of air for much of the lower 48, January 4th through the 24th. Actually, take it back. 20th to the 24th, roughly the time period. So about the second week of January through the very end of January, if not longer. This would be the big flip that we've been talking about for a while that we could see happen. Remember what I said. You really don't want the true cold to dive all the way in here. You're going to get mad snow lovers. You're going to get winter storms and snow in Texas, Louisiana, and Florida, and the Carolinas. You're going to get mad. You're like, why? How is this fair? We had rain on 60s on Christmas, and now it's snow in Atlanta. Well, that's the risk you're going to take to get the core of that cold to move over where it is and dive into our area. So we want it to dive. We just don't want it to dive too far south, or we end up cold and dry. Either way, I told you guys I'm not going to give up as long as I'm seeing signals of change coming our way, and the signals are still there. Whether they are right or not, I don't know. No one knows that. But at least they're there, and I do think that is interesting. And I do think that means if you're a snow lover, winter truly has not started yet. So enjoy the holiday vacation period. I know a lot of you want snow this time of year, but this is not in the cards for 2023. But enjoy the break either way. That's good for traveling, be able to see your friends, your family, eat a lot of food, rest. And then when we get back in the swing of things again in January, hopefully by that time, we will have something we'll be tracking as we get ready for what winter will be like here into Wave Country. Take care, guys. Behave yourselves. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a Happy New Year. See you soon.